point, recognize on behalf of the senior technical assistants and the technical assistants that are here, former Commissioner Women Affairs, former SA Women Mobilization, former Chairman Governing Board, and the pioneer Chairman Governing Board of Broadcasting Corporation, Chief Mrs. Cecilia Akano, on behalf of the SAs and the STAs, Honorable Chibo, so is also seated, and the CEO of His Grace Supermarket, who is the STA to the Governor on IGR, Honorable Chigos Desai, you're welcome. May I also recognize at this point the students of the public secondary school that are here. You're welcome. All the donor agencies that are here, in a very umbrella form, I welcome all of you to the glory of God. Special assistance to the Governor, Solid Mineral North, Evangelist Nwake Gomoro. Woman of God, you're welcome. While we wait for the band to get ready, Honorable Chibozo, STIGR, Honorable Amecho Kane, STA on Solid Mineral, Chief Barrister David Ebu, STA on Border and Security, Honorable Paul Obonna is the STA on Education, Chief Chido Ebu, CEO is Grace, STA on IGR, Chief Oliver STA on Education, Chief Chris Ochaji STA, SSG's office, Barrister Clement Nwachukwu TAIGR, the Deputy Principal Secretary to His Excellency, Chief Imam. Please, may I use this opportunity to recognize some of the coordinators that are seated already. Honorable John Ellum, Coordinator, Okaba Development Center. Honorable Barrister OK Zefred, Coordinator. I think the handwriting is more of that of the medical doctor. Dr. Abraham Conte is the Chief Field Officer, UNICEF, Enugu Field Office. Doc, you're welcome.
May I recognize
the permanent secretary of
ụmụafọ Ebonyi steeti anyị na-ekele unu ma na-ekele Sunike nke a wee bụrụ otu ọgbakọ nke a na-achịkọba na ehihie taa bụ ụbọchị Fraịde abalị 9 nke ọnwa abụọ nke afọ 2018 wee bụrụ otu ihe mme nke nwunye aka na-achị steeti ya bụ Chief na Odoziakụ Rachel Umahi bụ nke a na-achịkọba ma bụrụ ihe mma na-ewere International Conference Center dị na Abakaliki. Ịgwagizi okwu ihe omume a bụ nke a na-eweta omume nke eji wee necheta ụbọchị eji eweta n'isi ngwụcha kpochapụ kpamkpam bụ amụma nke a na-ama bụ ọnọdụ ibe ụmụ nwaanyị ugwu na mba ụwa kpamkpam akpọrọ International Day of Zero Tolerance FGM. Ihe omume a nke isiokwu ya na-akọwa na ịkwụsị ọnọdụ ibe ụmụ nwaanyị ugwu nke ndị okpukpe obodo ọ bụrụ nke na-abịa n'ụbọchị nke otu dị iche nke otu jikọtara otu UNICEF nakwa otu ndị ọzọ dị iche iche otu USAID na otu ndị ọzọ dị iche iche bụ nke a na-akwado bụ otu mba ụwa dị iche iche ejikọta aka ịmata ebe a ga-esi wee kwụsị kpamkpam ọnọdụ ibe ụmụ nwaanyị nke na steeti n'ihi na nke a si ọrụ nke nwunye aka steeti Odoziakụ Rachel Umahi ahụ ọnụ ịmata etu a ga-esi kwụsị ọnọdụ ibe ụmụ nwaanyị ugwu si na amụma ọrịa nke a kpọrọ Family Support Foundation. Ebe na-ekele gị dịka m ji ụlọ mgbasa ozi Ebonyi Broadcasting Corporation Ebbc Abakaliki wee na-anabata gị n'ihi na anyị ndị ọtụtụ anyị jiri eju wee bara abara n'ebe a eji m aha onye isi ụlọ ọrụ Ebonyi Broadcasting Corporation kpatakpata bụ Engineer Timothy Nwachi wee na-anabata gị wee na-agwa gị na ya bụ ihe dịka ọ ga-esi wee na-aga anyị ga na-atụpanye gị azụ n'ikem n'ikem n'ihi na mgbe na-adịghị anya a na-atụ anya na nwunye gọvanọ Ebonyi steeti bụ Odoziakụ Rachel Umahi ga-awụchi n'ogige a bụ ebe ya bụ ihe omume na-eme. Ọbịa ha ihe omume a ga-apalite ọ ga-agbape ozugbo ka ọ dị ugbu a m ga-eme ka ị mata etu ebe a si wee dị ka ọ dị ugbu a. E nwere ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ ndị jigasị ọkwa dị iche iche ọkwa ndọrọ ndọrọ dị iche iche otu ụmụ akwụkwọ dịka o siri metụta ndị nwaanyị ma ụmụ akwụkwọ nwaanyị ndị jigasị ọkwa dị iche iche ndị eze ọdịnala na ndị ọzọ nọchara na echu wee bara abara ka a na-awụchi n'ihi na ihe omume a bụ nke a ga-ejikọta aka dịka esi wee kpọọ ya na ọ bụ ihe omume nke a na-eme ma bụrụ amụma nke a na-amata etu a ga-esi wee kwụsịnata ụmụ nwaanyị ugwu ndị na-ebucha ndị kọmishọna ndị gasịrị ọkwa kọmishọna dị iche iche na Ebonyi steeti ugbu a nakwa ndị ọzọ dịgasị iche iche na ndị otu kansụl steeti na ngalaba dị iche iche ma ndị enyemaka pụrụ iche na gọvanọ Ebonyi steeti dịka ndị senior SAS nakwa ndị TS ndị nlekọta obodo ewegasị na Ebonyi steeti ndị isi oche kansụl ime obodo ewegasị na Ebonyi steeti ha dị na dịka ihe a ga-esi nkwa anyị na a ga-ewetara gị n'ikem dịka ndị ndu nke ogbe ime obodo dịgasị iche iche ebe a ka ọ dị ugbu a ndị ọrụ nchekwa ndị nke ha nakwa ndị mmadụ ndị ọzọ juru eju wee bara abara iji mata ka ahụ na ihe ahụ nke mere etu wee dị dịka anyị na-aga n'ihu aga m eme ka ị mata ihe ndị ọzọ wee na-aga ebe n'ihu oche odeakwụkwọ ọchị steeti bụ ọkammụta Bernard Ifeanyichukwu Odo o ruchiela nakwa onye isi oche otu jikọtara ndị otu kansụl jikọtara ndị ọzọ na Ebonyi steeti bụ Eze Charles Nkume o durula ndị otu ya wee bịa nakwa ndị ọzọ dịgasị iche iche ndị nọ n'ogige a ka ọ dugbu a wee na-echebiri mgbe nwunye aka na-achị steeti ahụ Rachael Ụmụahị ga-abata ọbata ha ihe omume a ga-apalite n'ozugbo ya wee na-asị gị na ihe ị ga-eme bụ ka ị gaa n'ihu wee na-esonyere anyị n'ihi na akebe eziokwu bụ na a ga na-atụpanye gị azụ edosi wee na-aga aha m bụ Fraịde onye ma onye ji ibe gị ya gazere gị ndewo.
You are great, yes you are. My God, walks upon the sea.
May I please recognize the Chairman of the State Traditional Rulers Council, His Royal Highness Elder Charles Nkuma Eze Kurubala, Chairman of the State Traditional Rulers Council. I also recognize the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives Federal Teaching Hospital, Abagiki, that are here. Once again, kindly and one sense of humility, I recognize the Chairman of the State Traditional Rulers Council, His Royal Highness Eze Charles Nkuma Eze Kurubala, is the Chairman Ebbc State Traditional Rulers Council. The Executive Chairman is the Local Government Council, Honorable Paul Moore is also here. Thank you very much. The State Commander, NDLA, Barrister Ralph Iganago, is heavily represented. Sir, you're welcome. Glory to Jesus. Chief Mrs. Chukwu Winifred, Head of Nursing Services, Federal Teaching Hospital, Abakaliki. May I take permission from the lamp to recognize the Honorable Commissioner for Finance, Taking Open Nwachukwu PhD. Honorable Commissioner, you're welcome.
Oh, you are good, you are great, you are good, you are great. You are good, you are great, God, you are great, God, you are good, you are great, you are good, you are great. Everything written about you is good. Oh, he must tremble not to praise him. What Almighty God we serve, what Almighty God we serve. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Thank you, the Lamb. Everything about you is great.
Dr. Mrs. Ojo Alo, the Special Assistant to the Governor on ICT. Doc, you're welcome.
Jehovah, you are great, you are great, you are great, you are great, Father, you are great, you are great, Jesus, you are great, Almighty Father, you are great, you are great, you are great, Lord, you are great, everything written about you is great. That is, demons tremble at your praise. What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Hey. Everything written about you is great. You made my life so beautiful. And as you have made me here on earth. There's nothing greater than peace. That's why I love you. Darling Jesus, you make my life so beautiful. So beautiful. And as you have made me here on earth. There's nothing greater than peace. That's why I love you forevermore. I want more of you. I want more of you, Jesus. The more I know you, is the more I want to know you, Jesus. More of you. I'm only Father. I want more of you, Jesus. The more I know you, is the more I want to know you, Jesus. More of you. Oh, do never keep on the way down. Thank you. Thank you. Please, Mr. Wambo is here from National Orientation Agency. Honorable Okechukwu is a member of the House of Assembly. Honorable, you are welcome. Honorable Joseph Mwabasi is the leader of the House of Assembly. Honorable, you are welcome. Please, while we go down, please kindly go back to your seat. Any minute from now, His Excellency will be here. So please kindly go back to your seat. Kindly go back to your seat. Mana
If you can bring it down a bit. Honorable Mr. Frank Alco is a member appointed out of Assembly. Honorable Julius Wapo, member appointed out of Assembly. Honorable Benji Choma is also a member appointed out of Assembly. Earlier recognized Honorable Kechuku Ale, member appointed out of Assembly. Honorable Joseph Obasi is the leader of the House. Please finally kindly go back to your seats. Any moment from now, His Excellency will be here. Honorable Ejem Okoro is the leader of the Coordinators Forum. I recognize earlier the council chairmen that are here. May I use at this point to defer to all of you again, Dr. Mrs. Nora Oluchialo. The ESCO members are all seated in their numbers. I'll be using the Honorable Commissioner for Finance, Dikin Obing Nawachuku, as a reference point. And on behalf of the Principal Officers to His Excellency, I will be using the Principal Secretary to His Excellency and the Deputy Principal Secretary to His Excellency as a reference point. For the House of Assembly members, Honorable Joseph Obasi. On behalf of the Chairman of Boards and Participants, Honorable Patience Ogodo.
Most cherished listener, it is at this point that we welcome the wife of the Governor of Ebonyi State, Her Excellency Chief Mrs. Rachel Ogonaya Omahe, to this policy dialogue in commemoration of the International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation, holding live at the International Conference Center, Abakaliki. His Excellency, the Governor of Ebonyi State, Chief Engineer David Weze Omahe, the Akobaraha of Nigeria, is here. We should note that this activity started on the 6th day of February this 2018, where the world had zero tolerance for female genital mutilation. The International Conference Center, Abakaliki, is full to its brim as His Excellency, the Governor and the wife. With that, we kickstart the policy dialogue in commemoration of the International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation, holding at the International Conference Center, Abakaliki. His Excellency, the Governor of Ebonyi State, and the wife, Rachel Omahi are all here.
The Lord has made, and we rejoice greatly and we are glad in it. You created our leaders to solve our problems, and you have raised our father and our mother in this state to tackle this problem and the challenge of gender-based violence in Ebonyi State. We give you glory for raising them for this purpose. For today, we dedicate them unto you and dedicate the entire state and ask you, O God, that our mission here shall be accomplished. O Lord God Almighty, as you have started already to use our excellency to break this problem and to reduce it to nothing, may the move today bring our record, the percentage, and the situation in Ebonyi State to zero. In the name of Jesus, we declare that from today, FGM will not be had in Ebonyi State, to the glory of God the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit.
Ezoku nwanne mmadụ nke a wee bụrụ ka o si wee gbata kwụrụ ihe omume nke a na-eme na ogige International Conference Center dị n'Abakaliki.
The Sovereign Day of Ebonyi State, Your Excellency, the wife of the governor, the most beautiful governor, wife of any governor in the history of Nigeria, Your Excellency, Chief Mrs. Rachel Ogonna Omahi, the fighter of family, genital mutilation, and the beauty of Ebonyi State. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Ebonyi State, Barrister Eric Kelechi Igwe, PhD. Your Excellency, the wife of the Deputy Governor of Ebonyi State, Your Excellency, Chief Mrs. Nena Etel Igwe, the Right Honorable Speaker of Ebonyi State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Ogonna Nefu, and the wife. On behalf of the ESCO members, the Honorable Commissioner for Justice and the Secretary to the State Government, I'll be using as a reference point. On behalf of the traditional rulers that are here, I refer to you, His Royal Highness Eze Charles Mpuma, Chairman of the State Traditional Rulers Council. Your Excellency, based on other activities of the day, I will be dropping the protocol here, while I kindly invite the chairman of this occasion for her opening remark, Dr. Mrs. Adley Idike. Please can I put our hands together for her? Onye isi oche otu kansụl jikọtara ndị eze ọdịnala na Ebonyi steeti bụ Eze Charles Nkrumah ha jụrụ eju kọbara etosiri wee dị ka nwere igwe okwu anyị efe n'aka Chukwudi Nweke maka ịga n'ihu.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Ebonyi State, Engineer Dr. Dave Omahi, Her Excellency, the wife of the Governor, Chief Mrs. Rachel Omahi, the Deputy Governor of Ebonyi State, Your Excellency, Dr. Barrister Kelechi Igwe, and your dear wife, the Speaker of Ebonyi State House of Assembly, and your dear wife, the Deputy Speaker, other eminent personalities here at the high table, ladies and gentlemen, today is a very auspicious and important day in the life of all of us, because we are here to deliberate on an issue that affects our mothers, sisters, girl, child. So if you are a man, it affects you very directly. We are talking about an issue that constitutes a scourge, a violation of the human rights of women and girls. Women and girls, as we know, constitute a greater percentage of our population. So we are here to deliberate on an issue that impinges on the very existence of our dear ones. So we are really here for a very serious business. Our efforts today will be geared towards attaining what has defied all efforts by agencies that are renowned globally in a bid to eradicate. We are talking about female genital mutilation cutting. When we call it circumcision, it douses the debilitating effect of this barbaric act on women. We are talking about a practice that has touched on the most sensitive part of a woman's body, has denied women what God meant for them to really be women and enjoy womanhood as far as their physiology is concerned. We are talking of a part of a woman that God in his wisdom has put there for the woman to enjoy being a wife. We are talking of a part of a woman that is barbarically severed and irreversible harm comes to this part of the body and makes it difficult for something that would have been very easy in the life of a woman, that is childbirth, to become very agonizing, sometimes leading to her death because of what I term man, not male gender now, man inhumanity to women. Man there means all of us, the generality of our people, of human beings. This barbaric act, in spite of all the efforts made to eradicate it, has persisted. It has persisted because in some parts of the world, which unfortunately includes our own part, we have held on to this practice very tenaciously because we have myths that tell us things that impinge on our culture, which is our way of life, and has made us to resist it, no matter what effort that has been put in, both by local, national, and international agencies. Interestingly, why we are here is to commemorate a day, one day, that has been selected as a day for zero tolerance on this act, this practice. Interestingly, the day is 6th of February every year, International Day for Zero Tolerance on Female Genital Mutilation, stroke cutting. In fact, it's better to just say female cutting, because of butchering of the female, of the women. What this means is that on this day, we engage ourselves in, let me just go back to history. This 6th of February, incidentally, is a day chosen by United Nations agencies for underscoring the importance of paying attention to this barbaric act and doing things that will help us eradicate it. But you can't believe that the person who originated the day was our own First Lady, Her Excellency, late Mrs. Stella Obasanjo. She came up with this declaration in 2003 when he went for a conference on traditional practices in Africa. This was in Addis Ababa. And on that day, she, in that forum, declared that 6th of February every year would be dubbed International Day for zero tolerance on female genital mutilation. And United Nations and more than 10 agencies of the UN bought it and became a global day for emphasizing and looking at issues affecting the FGM. Here today in Ebonyi State, today is not 6th of February, yes, it's 9th of February. And to my mind, the fact that 6th of February has passed, and today on the 9th of February, we are still deeming it necessary under the organization of Family Succor and Upliftment Foundation of Her Excellency to celebrate and take up activities that will conscientize us on the importance of eradicating this act. It just shows the type of passion that Her Excellency has for issues that affect women. She has put up this forum in collaboration with Ministry of Women Affairs and your United Nations agency, UNICEF. So we are here today based on the theme of today's outing to look at policy practices that will end FGM, to look at the possibility of policy practices ending FGM. What are policy practices? When we talk of policy practices, we are talking about policies or pronouncements from government or measures that government on its own deem necessary in a bid to tackle a particular issue. And here we are talking about FGM. We've had so many policies, but when you look at the policies that have been pronounced and implemented and look at the ratio of success, are we close to that El Dorado? Of course not, because we are still a very long way to go. Unfortunately, Ebonyi State, in a study carried out by UNICEF and UNIPA and other agencies within Ebonyi State, about 4 years ago, discovered that we are #1 in the Southeast as far as this scourge is concerned. That is not where we should be taking top position. So we are here today to ensure that whatever is keeping us down in terms of being first in eradication, that we come up with resolutions that will push us forward. So I want to ask all of us to see this issue as something concerning all of us. We have NGOs. Fortunately, mine is one, and we are working in collaboration with UNICEF to ensure that this measure becomes effective before 2030, when we expect complete eradication of FGM, not just in Ebonyi State, but globally. I would have said more, but time is not on my side. I rest my case. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Adeline Idike, laying basis for today's program. She gave us the history of this, our position, the position of people in Ebonyi State in the rating, world rating, the efforts of Family Succor and Upliftment Foundation of Her Excellency Chief Mrs. Rachel Omahi to ending this obnoxious culture, custom and practices. Then it is time for the Commissioner of Women Affairs to give us the address of welcome that will also buttress the point that the chairman of the occasion has made in laying basis for today's coming together.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ebonyi State, our dear Governor and wife, Chief Mrs. Rachel Omahi, the Deputy, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Ebonyi State, and wife. All other protocols, please duly observed. My commissioner is not here, so I have her address here. Sir.
Thank you. Madam, thank you. Your Excellency, we're going to have a 3-minute video clip with the title, The Pains and the Agonies of the Female Genital Mutilation. I may also use this opportunity to inform us that
the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development in Ebonyi State, it was what because the Commissioner is not within. Now it is time for us to watch a 3-minute video of the clip of the agony and pains that women pass through as a cause of female genital mutilation. I guess most cherished listeners, those who are listening to us on radio, how I wish you can view what is happening here. Friday on Yema is still here, Friday.
Ya gazere gị Chukwudi Nweke Igbo Igbo dịka anyị ka na-ekele gị wee na-aga n'ihu. Ya bụ ihe omume bụ ọnọdụ amụma eji akwụsị ọnọdụ ibe ụmụ nwaanyị ugwu na Ebonyi steeti. Bụ na otu ihe omume nke a na-eme bụ nke a na-achịkọba ma bụrụ nke na-aga n'ihu ka ọ dị ugbu a si n'aka nwunye gọvanọ Ebonyi steeti bụ Odoziakụ Rachel Omahi. Ka ọ dị ugbu a n'ọrụ na ị na-esonyere anyị nke ọma n'ihe omume na-aga n'ihu ka isi ka esonyere
Thank you. Please, I think this account for sober reflection. I'm almost tempted to say, thank God I'm a man. But all the same, that is the reason why we are here. May I, at this point, invite to speak on a journey so far by the wife of our very governor, Her Excellency Chief Mrs. Rachel Omahi, to speak on the pain, the journey so far. Please can we put our hands together for Her Excellency? Yes, in the boat, there's in the boat. Her Excellency,
Good afternoon, everybody. You may be seated, please. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ebonyi State, Chief Engineer David Umahi, my dear husband, Golden Tulip, teacher, mentor, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor and your wife, the Right Honorable Speaker and your wife, honorable members of the House of Assembly, and the spouses here present, our development partners, especially UNICEF, UNFPA. The chairman of this great occasion, my mother, my friend, my mentor, Dr. Mrs. Adeline Idike, I respect your presence, ma'am. The wife of the former Deputy Governor, ESCO members and their spouses here, heads of federal and state government agencies here present, the traditional rulers in Ebbc, invited guests, press, ladies and gentlemen. The campaign to end female genital mutilation, FGM, was launched on the Tuesday, 5th July 2016. The campaign, we have worked with the traditional rulers and relevant groups with a view to ensuring effective campaign. We are also collaborating with the development partners like UNFPA, UNICEF, USAID, with a target to end female genital mutilation stroke cutting within the shortest possible time. Ebonyi was rated among the highest with female genital mutilation. Today, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in less than 2 years, we have recorded huge success in bringing down the prevalence rate of female genital mutilation in the state to a small number. We have successfully passed a law to prohibit violence against persons, commonly called the VAB law. Part of this law greatly addressed the issue of female genital mutilation, FGM. I must sincerely thank my dear husband, my golden tulip, Utondum, my teacher, Chief Engineer David Umahi, the Executive Governor of our dear state, Ebonyi State, for all his advice, support, particularly making the process of the VAP law possible. I am also grateful to the House of Assembly and all our partners, especially UNICEF, UNFPA, and traditional rulers. FGM will soon end in Ebonyi State. Thank you all, and may God bless you richly in Jesus' name.
Thank you, Your Excellency. At this point, we'll be taking goodwill messages. Those who come from
Ebonyi State n'ihe ọgụgụ nke ọrụ ji wenabata ndị nọ n'ogige a ka ozugbo a nakwa ndị okwu ahụ nakwa mgbe ahụ ka nke o ji wenabata ugbu a bụ ihe oge ya ruru oge a ga-eji wenata ọnụ mmiri okwu ndị mmadụ ndị na-abịa ka ha kwupụta ma nye ekele nke ha etu o si wee dị. Ọ ka bụ otu ihe ahụ bụ nke a na-eme ma bụ nke na-ewere na oge international conference.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Ebonyi State, and dear wife, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, Your Excellency, the Speaker, the State House Assembly, the Chairman of this occasion, please permit me to stand on the already existing protocol. My director should have been here, but he just left Abuja this morning and gave me the mandate to speak on his behalf. As the world observes the International Day of Zero Tolerance on female genital mutilation so cotton,
Knowing Ebbc State is committed to accelerating her effort to end the violent practice of FGMC. Given the rising number of girls at risk, NOAA, with support of UNICEF, believe that intensified political commitment with greater community dialogue and more empowerment of boys and girls, it is a fight together we can win. The Sustainable Development Goals organized as female genital mutilation undermines progress towards human rights and better world for girls, children. They set an ambitious target of eliminating all such harmful practices against girls and women by the year 2030. UNICEF and UNFPA globally devoted a theme of the year 2018, ending female genital mutilation is a political decision. To engaging a government, bodies and policymakers to join efforts. In Nigeria, governments must show commitment to ending FGM to cutting. To speed up the abandonment of the practice, we need to work at grassroots level, jointly with communities, boys and girls, women and men, and mostly and importantly, traditional rulers and religious leaders, to reach the hearts and minds of millions of people. We also believe that it is important to address the health and psychological complications caused by FGMC by providing the necessary health services to treat and give support to the survivors of this ugly practice. We have seen the high rate of female genital mutilation, so cutting can come down rapidly in places where the issue is taken wholeheartedly by government, by communities, by families, where social norms are confronted, village by village, where medical professionals come together to oppose the practice, where laws are enacted to make it a crime, and where those laws are enforced, where wider access to health, education, and legal practices ensures sustainable change, and where girls and women are protected and empowered to make their voices heard. The report of our monitoring officers show a declining trend in FGMC since strong government commitment came in Ebbc State. The report also shows a more significant decrease in the younger girls and the older ones voluntarily opting to be cut. The following is the update of what we have done in the fight against FGMC in the past 1 year with first support of UNICEF. One, we trained over 50 FGMC community champions, each in 5 government areas of Africa North, Igbo, Ebonyi, Ishelu, and Huku government areas, making it a total of 250 FGMC community champions. They are made up of town union executives, health workers, the clergy, youth, and women leaders. We carried out community dialogue in 10 communities, each of Afikpo North, Igbo, Ebonyi, Ishelu, and Huku LGAs on FGM through cutting, abandonment, in collaboration with FGMC community champions, Ministry of Health, and Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development. Presently, our office is handling 3 UNICEF-supported NGOs, Global Health and Awareness Research Foundation, International Foundation for Education and Development, and the Agree Advocacy for the Dignity of the Destitute Foundation, ADOF. These NGOs are supported for community engagement and FGMC intervention in 10 communities of Afikpo North, Ahuku, and the ZLGA. In collaboration with NGOs, CSOs, and FGMC community champions, we are working at grassroots level and hand in hand with the communities, boys and girls, women, and most importantly, traditional rulers and religious leaders, conducting mini dialogues in churches, women groups, and different communities. The National Orientation Agency has incorporated campaign against female genital mutilation into our strategic
mobilization program, where all the chief orientation agencies now incorporate it in their programs. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you. Your Excellencies, it's a pleasure now to invite to speak for 1 minute Dr. Ibrahim Conti, the Chief Field Officer, UNICEF, Enugu Field Office.
Thank you. I can come here. His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ebonyi State, and his wife, Her Excellency, His Excellency, the Deputy Governor, and his wife, members of the House of Assembly, traditional leaders, all Executive Council members, commissioners, heads of departments and agencies. I would like you to allow me to proceed on existing protocols. I stand here today on behalf of UNICEF because of a very important issue that we're all talking about. UNICEF is one of the leading agencies that works on child rights. And those rights involve the rights of children, girls, women. Female genital mutilation have been a long-drawn issue that have affected many communities. We're against it. We support every move, every motive, to eradicate it. And we are very happy with the actions that are being taken by Her Excellency. I witnessed one of the occasions where one of the villages abandoned FGM in Ebonyi State here. And I was very pleased to see a commitment from all traditional leaders, from all community members to eradicate this very painful act. Statistics show that in Ebonyi State, in the last several years, from 2011, we had over 50% of girls being circumcised, being mutilated. With the effort of the state, particularly the First Lady who is driving this campaign, today we are talking about 43%, which is a big difference. But there is still a lot to do. We still have a long way to go. And my executive director, on the 6th of February, together with the executive director of UNFPA, made a very strong statement calling on governments all over the world to work together to campaign very strongly against female genital mutilation. And I think one of my motives here today is to grab the indulgence of the state, particularly led by His Excellency, to continue supporting the wife, in making sure that this campaign is being pushed very strongly. UNICEF is there to continue supporting in our own little way. UNFPA is also there to support. UNDP is there to support. Basically, the entire UN agencies are ready to support this campaign. As you all know, probably we'll be getting a presentation from my colleague in Kiru about the negative effects of FGM. I don't want to discuss all of them now, but it doesn't give any advantage at all to our girls. It has a lot of emotional trauma that it causes to children, to women. Of course, during childbirth, it creates a lot of troubles. So there is no advantage in things like this, and we really need to stop it. And I'm asking again the traditional leaders, the community leaders, because this is where the challenge is. When they go back to their communities to campaign strongly against this FGM, it's not good, it's not healthy, It doesn't provide any economic gains to the state, to the communities, to the individuals. So I thank you very much for organizing this dialogue, Her Excellency. I think this is a very important forum to discuss about these issues, and I hope that, like you already indicated, FGM will be eradicated very soon in Ebbc State. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kante. Your Excellency, next will be a presentation on challenges facing FGM campaign and role of policymakers, community and faith-based organizations, and CSOs. Please, this presentation is going to last for 2 minutes, and you have 1 minute extra time. At the end of the 3 minutes, we'll be humbly requesting for the microphone, and the presentation will be done by Mrs. Nkiru Mbadi for 2 minutes.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ebbc State, I beg your indulgence to observe existing protocol and do justice to the 2 minutes. You're welcome. This is a great day. We are highly delighted because as far as the theme for this year's campaign is concerned, Ebbc has topped the chart. No state has beat the record of convening all the who is who in a state. Check the record, check the media. And so to Ebbc people, we say please hold on to the good work you're doing, and may God bless our amiable wife of the governor for the excellent work that she's doing. Now to the issue of the day. I have 2 minutes. So we are talking about ending FGM is a political decision. Yes, we have to work with the grassroots. Yes, we have to work with the religious leaders. But to be honest with you, ending FGM is a political decision. The law is out. And can we give one bossa to the House of Assembly? Bossa! That is the beginning of the fight. We have a law now. Before, when we have cases, we are very, very incapacitated because we don't have the law to send people to where they belong. But we have a law, all thanks to our amiable mother for the budget fight that she did to get the law passed. Go, 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 go. I have 2 minutes. Go, just go, go. All these things, in fact, we have seen the video. So we can't preach any other gospel beyond the video. Keep going. They know it. They know FGM. Now stop here, please. Just 1 second. I know that we have seen the video about cutting, but it's not just about cutting. Cutting is dangerous. Also, using your thumb to press the genital, the clitoris of girls, is also as harmful as cutting. Using Vaseline and hot water numbs it. And if I ask some of you that have gone to Omugo this year, and I want to ask, I asked this in every state, did you go to Omugo? Who has been to Omugo? Did you bathe the baby? Did you use hot water to bathe the baby? Okay, so we hope that the rest, because if you use any of these objects, it's FGM. So it's not just about cutting, it's about using hot water, it's about using Vaseline or lemon or whatever. Please go on. Go on. We have seen all this. We know the reasons. We know the effects. Now, in case that you're still doubting about the harmful effect, this picture says it all. You see that obstructed labor. That baby will die, or the mother will die, or both of them will die. You've seen the hemorrhage, the bleeding. We have testimonies in Ebbc State in communities. People, girls dying as a result of FGM. You've seen the keloid. You cut a woman, no matter how small the keloid grows, and the woman cannot conceive again when she's married. And of course, you've seen VVF. And we have the hospital there in case you want to know more about VVF. So we need to prevent FGM. We don't have to allow our women, our girls, to get to this point. Next slide, please. You know about okay, it's not just about the girls and women. It affects men. Because when a woman is married and she's not sexually satisfied, she's not psychologically balanced, that woman can't give you what you need. She can't be happy. She can't produce. The capacity of the woman to produce to the economic development of her family is limited. So it's not just about women, it's also about the state, the family. When we stop FGM, we will see that it will contribute to the role of women in socio-economic development of their state and community. Let's go, there is no time. No, stop, please. This figure, go. Hi, okay. And this is where we appreciate our amiable mother for the work that she has done. Before 2011, a national survey was conducted, and that survey told us a story. It told us that Ebonyi was the 3rd state in Nigeria with highest prevalent rate. But what has happened? People are working, and another survey was conducted in 2017, and they went around again. And the figure is saying, the result is saying that 43.2%, and that gives you 20% reduction. So what we are saying is that our dear mother, with your support, we know that if you keep working on this, before the expiration of the next 4 years, we will get it down to 0. And for Ebonyi State, if you believe that, say yeah! That's it. So the people are with you, and we know that with your political commitment, we will actually get down to 0. Next slide, please. So now it's not about the women that we have caught before, but the research was conducted again by the United Nations agency in charge of population. And what they are telling us is, if nothing is done in Nigeria, what they see from the rate of FGM is that Nigeria will top the chart negatively. That by 2030, if we are not pushful enough, if we are not investing in this, we will have over 3 million Nigerian girls and women going through FGM, and that will be the highest in the whole world. Next slide, please. But I just want an encouragement story. In the past, just like FGM, we are battling FGM. In China, there used to be something called foot binding. It's a harmful practice that women practice. Look at that foot. That's someone's foot. They have on their own decided that this is fashionable, this is for those that are wealthy, that they don't need their feet to walk. So they do this as a symbol of, I have arrived, I am wealthy, I don't need any foot to walk. But for those that are poor, they will have to keep their feet because they will go to farm, they will go to plantation. But in China, with commitment, with committees, with laws, they ended foot binding. If you go to China now, there is nothing like foot binding. We hope there will be a time when people will say there is no more FGM. Now let's go to the challenges. Go, nothing. The way forward, and that is why we are here. Go on, yeah. So we are talking about the sectors, because the theme for this year is ending political, any FGM is a political decision. Her Excellency is doing a fantastic job with other sectors. But we need to make this to be sustainable, that even beyond, in 20 years to come, this FGM will no longer resurface. And we have identified issues for each sector. And we are so happy that His Excellency is here with us. He's listening to us. For the health sector, we know that there are existing platforms called immunization clinics, called antenatal clinics. This is a great opportunity for this state to have an institutionalized directive that every health facility passing on this message, we also pass the message of FGM prevention. We also don't know the number of cases, so we need to have a system in the health sector that tells us how many women are being circumcised, how many children are being circumcised, so that we can have a good data system. Of course, budget. If we take all this and we don't have budget line, specific budget line for this, and not just the budget but the release, we need to have specific budget line. That is what UNFPA and the UN agencies, UNICEF wants us to have as a demonstration of political will. And also, next slide. So we have this, we can share this slide for all the sectors. Education. Education, we have opportunity with the assemblies, with the school clubs, but we need to institutionalize it, okay, and specific budget line. Let's go forward. The policeman is here now, so I have to go because I don't want to be arrested. Okay, so Ministry of Justice, we have all this, but he's here. He won't allow me to go further than this, but we will promise to share the slides. I'm happy that we have the law, so there is no excuse again. We hope that working with the police, we can have test cases. We can set deterrents, because now if we prosecute and people will know that we are here for serious business, talk shows are over. Now it's time to prosecute cases of violators. Then it will serve as deterrence. Next, I think that's about next. So we'll share this, yeah? So thank you for your attention, but the last word is, ending FGM is a political decision. Let's decide, let's invest, and let's end FGM in Ebonyi State. Thank you very much.
Please, having listened to the lecture, those in support of UNICEF should now support Her Excellency more.
The number of reduction that we got since the Family Saka Development Foundation started. It is time for the governor of Ebonyi State, Chief Engineer David Umezomahi, to address his people as it concerns female genital mutilation and cutting.
This is a promise of war. There shall be civil reproaching, sent from the Savior above. Showers of blessings, showers of blessings within. Blessed transfers of holy, upon showers we plead.
Thank you. Please, you may be seated, please. Thank you. Your Excellency, my dear wife, I'm the initiator of this fight against harmful practices targeted at not only women but also men. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Ebonyi State, Your Excellency, the wife of the Deputy Governor of Ebonyi State, the Right Honorable Speaker of Ebonyi State House of Assembly, the wife of the Speaker of Ebonyi State House of Assembly, the Deputy Speaker of Ebonyi State House of Assembly, Your Excellency, the wife of the former Deputy Governor of Ebbc State and Chairman of Civil Service Commission, Your Excellency, the Chairman of the occasion, dear Dr. Adrian Idike, the Chairman of Traditional Rulers Council, the father of the party in the state, dear Chairman of PDP Ebbc State, the UNICEF coordinator, and all those working for this program, including the beautiful lady that just taught us beautiful things now. The beauty of PDP, the Secretary to Government and your wife, Chief of Staff, Head of Service, and the deputies, the House of Assembly members, the Honorable Commissioners, Senior Special Assistants, the governors of the various 13 local government areas, my chairman, and the coordinators, and all government officials, my dear brothers and sisters. Today we are talking about the female genital mutilation, and I commend you for coming, but immediately after this, we have another mutilation we need to talk about in the other hall, and that's the solid mineral mutilation. So, as you finish, you just file out to the place. Let's go and talk about, so that if my wife is able to sustain the lives of these ones, then I'll be able to sustain their feeding, so that they can move forward. The chairman of the occasion, thank you very much. You know, in my school, very nearly I would have said that my school members and I, that we are virgin. And so you almost corrupted us. in your remarks, but we try to pay less attention to what we should do here. So thank you for that beautiful comment. You know, this practice we all know is cultural. It's cultural, and you ask yourself, what is the benefit of this culture? And you will not give an answer. Just is our culture. And that's what you see our grandfathers and mothers, because I don't believe that mothers and fathers in this generation still say so. But you see our grandfathers and mothers who still want to lord it over us, they say it's our culture. And they believe that if you do not circumcise a child, the child will be so wayward. That's what they used to tell us. But I thank my wife very highly. Say I'm your teacher, but not everything I teach you, they do. When I teach you to bring money, you know they bring money. So I'm your partial teacher. So I want to thank you, my dear wife, for this initiative. You know, when we came on board, she was praying and asking God what should be my own way of assisting the states and the people. And we were all in want of not doing what others have done, but to do something that is tangible and very impactful in the lives of our people. When they got this on, I didn't know, but I think it's the Holy Spirit that guided them and gave them this initiative to work on. And so you've chosen a very wonderful path. Even as the film was there, I couldn't look at it, for I've hoped not so much. And so the courage of people to cut the parts of another person, it's a very terrible courage. So I want to commend you very, very highly, my dear Edinma, for this wonderful path you have chosen to assist our government. And like our very beautiful presenter said, that this practice is down by 20%, but I think if you conduct another statistics these 2 months, where my wife could not cook for me, you will see the practice has come down by over 60%. When you ask her, she says she's taking campaign to this local government, to this local government. So you can cut some delicious meal that is very good for the benefit of our people. And let me thank you again, my dear wife, for initiating a law which you sent to the House of Assembly. And when the law was not passed quickly, you had to go there by yourself. And the House quickly worked on the law. But let me tell you why the law was not quickly passed. We are still looking at it. Yes, we have captured this female genital mutilation very, very well. Women are fully and totally protected by that law. But the law is such that it's also protecting the women, and in fact it's overprotecting them. And so if we do not look at the law very well, some of us will be in prison for raping our wives. So we have to take time to look at the law. But within the time allowed in law for us to review the law and make our comments to the House of Assembly, we will do that, and then we be assured that the law will be passed, will be assented to, because it will be passed by within the month of February. It's very important. It's very important. Part of the law is that you may even keep quiet in the house no matter how much the women talk. Honorable Speaker and your members, thank you very, very, very much for your assent, for your passage of that law. We will do everything within the month of February. If you have some observations, we'll make it to you. It's allowed in law when the House of Assembly passes the law and the governor is to assent. If he has reservations, he will send it back to the House. But if the House overrules, 2/3 of them will now pass it. So while you are, I'm trying to look at it, you can lobby the House to overrule me in that regards. But this is election year. That is all. I want to thank you. So sorry, I was told you looked for me in the past, but I'm here now to see you, and I'm grateful for the work you are doing for us, not only in this fight that my dear wife has initiated, but also in gay child education and the education of our people in general. So I want to thank you, and we shall support every of your initiatives towards this fight against genital mutilation. Whatever you want us to do, we're going to do that. And so in this direction, as requested, we would like all the health facilities in Ebonyi State, whether private or public, to preach against female genital mutilation. And by the way, are the men allowed to be mutilated? Huh? So don't be this too partial. So you have to fight against both male and female. So yes, so fight, pain na pain. So and we like all the health facilities to preach against it, and we want the Commissioner for Education to do a letter to all the schools. In the morning prayer assembly, they have to preach it every day. They have to preach against that. It's the same UNICEF that brought out their indices, and the illiteracy level in Ebonyi State topped the charts. But we since have been fighting it since we came on board, and that is going down, working with UNICEF and UNESCO. And we are reviewing the mess called international market. I call it mess, and if you doubt me, go there on your own. And so we are going to put structures there that are synonymous with divine mandate. And part of the structures we put, we include educational facilities. What we want to do is, some of our young ones, girls and boys that prefer trading to schooling, we will now put educational facilities there, so that as you are trading, you're also schooling, and so you'll be able to acquire both. And so we'd like UNICEF to look at this and see how they will partner with us in this direction. That will reduce our illiteracy level drastically. And to my dear wife, most especially if you restore my cooking, we will support you very, very highly in this direction, and make sure you succeed. So the commitment is that on behalf of government and the people of Ebonyi State, this is now government project, and we're totally committed and in support of this fight against female genital mutilation in Ebonyi State. And to support you and to underscore our seriousness, our government, and on behalf of every Ebonyian, we donate to the Soccer and Upliftment family the sum of 20 million to assist you.
International Conference Center dị na Abakaliki. Onye ka nọrọ ọrụ okwu ya ugbu a bụ Akanachi David Nweze Umahi, gọvanọ na-achị Ebonyi steeti, bụ okwu nke ọ gwara ọhaneze nakwa ndị otu ise na ndị ise ndị isi ọchịchị, ndị okwu ndọrọndọrọ nakwa ngalaba ndị ọzọ, ụmụ akwụkwọ nakwa ndị nkụzi ndị nọ na ogige akọrọ ugbu a maka ahụ nke nwunye Akanachi steeti ya bụ Oriakụ
so much, Friday Onyema. And this is where we come to the end of policy dialogue to commemorate the Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation, which held at International Conference Center, Abakaliki. On behalf of the Director General for Broadcasting Corporation, Ebbc, Engineer Timothy Wachi, that of Chukwu Najel Mumutobo, the Acting Director Engineering Services, and the leader of the outside broadcast crew. Oneko Zroj is the coordinator of the program. Sunday Ndukwe and Ebbc Ogodo are the engineers on duty. Oji Johnson, Ibiam Opani, Uchenna Michael, Solomon Rofo, and Yukeria Omahi are the cameramen here. Adana Okorie, Ude Ibiam is also our driver. Friday Onyema has been my colleague. Chima Kalu Oji, Ihanacho Oji, Ozano Michael, and the former Eze are the station-based operators. My name is Chukwudi Wege. Thank you so much for being part of this transmission. Meanwhile, we are still going to the next call to relay another eventful presentation for you. Let's return you to the hall. But before then, we shall be going to our home base station, Kaliki Road, Abakaliki. See you there.
Thank you.